Scorpio gang? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. Oop, oh my goodness, we got a card from the wrong deck coming through. Stars. Ooh, stars. Seeing stars. I like that. Sorry for that. Anyway, welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. Let's read your tarot cards for the week. This will be a general message for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, especially my rising signs, because I will be sort of introducing a little bit of planetary knowledge here and there as I see fit. So anyone and everyone welcome in this reading. I do recommend you check out your rising sign as well. Okay? So Scorpio risings, you are in the right place. Guys, it is up to you to take away only messages that resonate with you, motivate you, empower you, inspire you. That's what I want to do here on my channel. So if you're not feeling that way, it might not be your message this week, or it may make, the messages may make sense to you later on. So feel free to check back later on. You're accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Other than that, let's hop in. We'll go around the wheel here and see what's coming in for my Scorpio gang. I love that that star card was kind of hidden in that deck. That's funny. I always feel like it's kind of not a synchronicity, but like a happy surprise when that happens. I like that a lot. All right, what do we got going up here? The Knight of Cups. Okay, let's see. Oh, so many people. So many people. All right, so bottom of your deck, Seven of Wands. Especially this Seven of Wands, there's like suspicion. Like, is it safe for me to go forward with this? Shall I proceed, or do I need to turn back? Do I need to reassess or re-strategize my plan here? Sevens are about assessment. Yeah, Seven of Wands, it may feel like you're just getting a lot of pushback on whatever it is that you're trying to do. Maybe you're having important discussions with your significant other this week. Maybe you are under fire or under the gun with your boss, or likely a team of people, or especially in a family dynamic. For a lot of you, you may feel like maybe you're just struggling with a family issue. You're feeling like you don't have people's blessing or approval to move forward with something. And I think you're letting them get to you, Scorpio. I see you being a little bit almost too open to even constructive criticism. I'm not even sure these people mean you harm. I don't even necessarily think that's true. But as water signs tend to do, if you're not very protective of your own energy, you start to, like a sponge, you start to absorb the thoughts and ideas and feelings of those around you. So just something to be aware of this week, right? If you're needing to make some important decision for yourself, or again with your partner, make sure it is actually your decision, that or the decision is based on your thoughts and feelings and choices, not trying to meet the needs of those around you, okay? I know that sounds like a heavy message to start with, but it's not even being relayed to me as a heavy message. It's just saying, remember why you're doing this. You're doing it for you, or you know what I mean? Anyway, let's hop into these cards here. All right, so you are getting ready for a big journey. I don't know if that's a metaphor or literally you might be traveling. Who do we have here? The Knight of Cups. So yeah, there may be a forward movement or literal travel in your life here. It's almost like you're getting ready for the race. The Chariot is showing up in your first house of ego, the self, the identity, just you as a person this week. So it's almost like you're building back your strength, or you're building yourself up because you know you have a long journey ahead of you. And there is something a little bit heavy-hearted about whatever you're leaving behind. It might be a long-term partnership with the Five of Cups. It could be leaving a workplace behind. Excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a firing or a layoff or anything like that. It could be that just something has come to an end, and for some of you it might be bittersweet, like you know you're being pulled in another direction, but with that, you may be sad to lose a partner, in many senses of that word, right? Five of Cups says something has been spilled or something has been lost here. At the moment that you're in this heavier energy, you may not see the light at the end of the tunnel, but I actually love how it's shown in this card. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but that lighthouse in the distance is really what's illuminating the two cups that remain from the situation. So with the release of something that for one reason or another, the universe has decided it's just not right for you at this moment in time, there absolutely is something to be gained here. But yeah, you may have to go at it alone for a little bit. And that doesn't necessarily mean romantically. There's something the universe is sort of positioning you or challenging you to step up and do. And I think with it, there's a sense of, I know I need to do this. I know this is what's best for me. but there's either a little bit of fear or hesitation. Very much what this card is too. This card is very symbolic for whatever you're going through this week. I would not factor in the opinions of others this week. I'm really being called to say that. You do have Queen of Cups showing up in your 5th house. So it's possible that whatever the situation is, it may actually help to fuel your creative projects in the coming weeks. Also, your psychicism or your psychic intuitions are very on point. It's like the universe feels like you have spirit guides around you or whatever you believe in. I feel like the universe is like leaving you a breadcrumb trail, and the trail is not necessarily physically seen, it's felt. It's very emotional with the Queen of Cups, and so your heart just feels called in this new direction. And again, there's almost like this, prepping of the horse or packing up the car, packing up the house. There's something is coming to an end, but you are also seeking out more opportunities and more potential. And I'm just wanting to say you're safe, you're protected. The universe is watching over this as you embark on this next journey. The Queen of Cups could be indicative of possibly a romantic prospect, especially with a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. It doesn't have to be. There could be a very heavy, deep emotional conversation you need to have with a child in the coming weeks. And I'm not exactly sure what that is. I mean, these are general messages, so I'm not thinking it's life or death, but there's a heavier, I don't know if it's, it almost seems like you need to correct the behavior of someone, and there may have been a lot of tension about this. What is leading up to this very heartfelt, I will say emotional conversation. There could be a lot of tears involved, but I think it's more like apologetic or wishing someone had done or said something differently, but I do think someone in the scenario is trying to make it right. There's you literally have Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces in your houses of ego, identity, self. Your houses 1, 5, and 9, those are very much related to the fire signs. And so fire signs are very much about self-expression and action and creation. So those houses for you, especially my Scorpio risings this week, you have a lot of water cards placed in them. You have the Queen of Cups, you have the Knight of Cups, you have the Chariot. So feel the emotions this week. I mean, the sun is in Cancer, so there's a spotlight on that zodiac sign in all of our charts. Specifically for you, that's happening in your 9th house. So that may be an area of particular significance. You could be going back to school. Again, something about a long journey, or it could even be mental exploration, which sounds like kind of a clunky word, but when we think of it, it's the opposite of Gemini, which is local travel, right? So 9th house, Sagittarian type energy, it's worldly. It's lots of cultures, lots of groups of foreign people. So I would even say in this reading, this could be more mental exploration, but it doesn't have to be physical travel. It could be needing to delve into a more spiritual side, needing to tap into your emotions more and see things from a different perspective. I think that would be very healthy. Yeah, I feel like there's people around you who are really influencing your mindset and your ideas, but it's not necessarily for the better. I don't think it's people who have bad intentions for you. I just think people are trying to steer you in the direction that they think you should go in, but your heart already knows the answer to this. Let's look at your money a little bit. If you're single and looking, possibly something with a water sign this week is showing up. Long-term partnership seems to have some very heavy energy. There could be a very, very big conversation in order that, again, there's a lot of like cathartic release by having an emotional talk or an emotional conversation, but it might be that you guys mutually decide to part ways. That's the biggest thing, to be honest, I see coming up. And obviously, if you're not in a committed partnership, that's definitely not your message. But I will say, because this is your reading, Scorpio risings, that energy might be around you. So you may be interacting very closely with a friend who's going through a divorce. You could have a family member who's going through a divorce, or the ending of something that has been a long time coming. And very important to remember with the 5 of Cups, it's not that that's where the story ends. That's where the chapter ends. So 2 of Cups is what awaits. New compatibility, new matches, new pairs, new opportunities, new compatibility, even in, workplace scenarios. But right now it's like there definitely is a period of mourning, what is being left behind. But you seem to be moving forward with it. I think it's sort of, I don't want to say inevitable because you have free will, but I think that you understand what this is on a very deep level, and you know it's time to do the next big thing. It's time to move forward in a new direction. Because something about this old chapter was sort of suffocating. Again, something about your self-expression. You may have been sacrificing a tremendous amount to stay at this job or to be with this person. And as much as it may pain you to pull yourself away from that, I think you know that brighter days are ahead. And you're right. There definitely are brighter days ahead. Sorry, that was a bit of a rabbit hole. So back to your money situation. You're either working in a place that's very cutthroat or you're in competition with someone else. You do have wish fulfillment coming up in your 6th house. I absolutely love that. And then you have Page of Pentacles showing up in your 10th. So Mars, the planet Mars, which again is a much more pioneering spirit, as well as it's very active, it's very social, it's very athletic, it's very busy, it's very strong-headed, it's very independent. Typically speaking, that's a good planet involved in any career endeavors. It's lighting a fire under your butt. Not only that, in Leo, it works very well because it's a fiery planet and a fiery sign. So you, particularly Scorpio risings, can capitalize on that quite a bit in terms of putting a lot of energy into your long-term career, your long-term vision for your legacy that you leave in this world, what structure, what empire you're building, essentially. Page of Pentacles, to me, it's like one brick at a time, one piece at a time, one footstep at a time, like a drop in the bucket adds up over time. But you also have planet Venus, which is very much associated with love and relationships transiting that 10th house. So you may be making some very strong business connections in the coming weeks that really influence your direction, I'm being called to say. That's a really big message for you this week, the influence of others. Where do you see that happening in your life? I feel like there's patterns where that's happening in multiple areas for you. Someone may be negotiating to get you on board with their team or to get you to help them with something, and you may have initially declined it. I sort of get, and I am speaking specifically about money and business only, I almost get the idea someone won't take no for an answer. And I think they get their wish. So I don't know who's who. I don't know if this is you giving pushback or revisiting a company that you really are driven and motivated to work at. That's the thing with Mars. I mean, it can be very overwhelming and aggressive and assertive, but it's all a matter of your perspective. It can also be I almost said overwhelmingly confident, but what I was trying to say is there's a confidence to Mars. I'm gonna do it because I know I want to. Like that kind of energy. And again, depending on the time and place, that energy may actually serve you very well in business endeavors in the coming weeks. Yeah, there's a lot of negotiation. I obviously don't know the exact scenario or situation, but it is making a positive connection to a card that says wish fulfillment. Your wishes are being filled here. Whatever it is you are desiring from this, you're at least going to get some of it. And I actually think that's a good metaphor too with the Page of Pentacles. It might not be the whole thing all at once. It might not be the exact salary you desire, but make no mistake, giving a little bit of pushback, being a little bit more assertive, a little bit more aggressive, or I would even say vocal, being very adamant on what you expect, what you want, what you desire, being the head honcho, being the chief in command, or having that mentality as you apply to jobs or negotiate. You have just as much to offer this business as they're offering you. So don't look at yourself as, the little meager one doing the service. It's quite the opposite. I think you hold a lot more power in this contract or in this negotiation than you know. These are very strong cards. Be careful that you don't oversell yourself, or that's not the right word. There's a need to be very honest and truthful here, because if you start promising things that you don't deliver on, that will be noticed very soon. So really great time to sell yourself, to brag about yourself, to, provide evidence of all that you've done for the business or for your money or whatever this applies to your money, right? The outlook, the results of this all look very nice. I don't know how else to phrase it. I'm just wanting to say, don't overcommit yourself to something that you can't do. It's like, don't lie on your resume. It's I get it. People fudge here and there about little things, but if you come in saying, oh yes, I know that program inside and out, you better, because that's going to be your job the first day to go on that program and do the thing. And do you understand what I mean? Like, so you're going to be in hot water, pun intended, with Mars and Scorpio. That's funny because you're Scorpio. Mars is in Leo right now. You're going to be in hot water because you are going to be asked to deliver on what you promise. So again, leadership skills look like they're really going to help you this week. So step into your confidence, celebrate yourself, that type of energy. But that expression, put your money where your mouth is, that's coming through very strong. Like, okay, here's the job, prove it. And don't let that intimidate you. This isn't a mistake of you taking on this thing that maybe you're a little bit new to it. Maybe you're out of your comfort zone. With Mars, there's an incredible just fake it till you make it energy. There's something very confident about it, and you'll find your footing. So in a sense, I'm hearing the word unshakable. This is going to succeed. Just with the sword energy here, your words need to match your action or what you promise you need to deliver on. Okay, sorry. I know I'm hammering that point home a lot. It's important. You're going to be very busy with work in the coming few weeks. You may be going back to school. You may be doing a lot of paperwork, like written documents or, I don't know. You could be writing some term paper or working on some project that it's very word heavy. There's a lot of written words. You may even be doing something with contracts. You may get a job that deals with contracts or contract negotiations. Editing and proofreading. Some of you may be writing a book or something about the work you're doing in the coming weeks. It's very literary focused or something about that. Yeah, the analysis of words, I'm not sure what that is. Hold on. Yeah, stick to your words, the truth. That message is, I've seen it 3 times now in your reading. You're moving forward with something. It seems really exciting. There is going to be things that make you question yourself. There's going to be reasons the universe is giving you a little bit of opposition. And really, it's not to detract you or take away from what you've set to do. It's really to motivate you even more to go after it despite the obstacles. To do it for you. That was a very big message in Cancer's reading as well. Make sure you're doing this thing or getting into this relationship, this job for the right reasons. And the right reasons are because it makes you happy, because you see something in it. Now's not a good time to be a people pleaser and again to try and give everybody a piece of you or satisfy the needs of everyone around you. It's not about that, especially this week. But there's always going to be people who disapprove of this. There's always going to be people who try and renegotiate or talk you out of it. And I just don't see that being of any use to you this week. You're really channeling that more. And I mean, Mars is very much associated with Scorpio too. I neglected to mention that. So it's like you're in your power this week. You don't need to be second guessing yourself. Some of you may have a fire sign coming in, but it is hidden from you now. So there may be a fire sign scoping you out, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It could be romantically. It could also be for a job contract. Yeah, I feel like some of you, it's so funny, you have 3 queens here. So the fire sign is hidden right now. They're not making themselves known, but like make no mistake about it, they're gonna come into the picture in the next month or so. Probably Leo season. You also have a Queen of Air showing up in your 4th house, home, property. There could be new contracts or legal documents and something regarding your land or your home or your property. And then again, you have the Queen of Cups, a very spiritual, creative, intuitive queen, showing up in your house of hobbies, sports, leisure, activities, fun. Some of you may really get into kind of like tarot cards or something that is more mystical. Something that, again, is maybe creative. You may be doing painting. And it is also your house of sex in terms of pleasure. It's not necessarily your 8th house of like merging bodies to form or to procreate, right? Sex in a more casual dating sense, right? So you may have a fire sign. I don't know if this is an ex or someone who just has eyes for you. You may have a fire sign looking at you, wondering if you are dating the water sign, because that's why they're not coming in. It's because they think you're already taken, or they're just trying to get a pulse on it. Those two are at odds. Something about the fire and water this week are opposing each other, and that could be you as well. Yeah, you may end up going out with a Cancer this week, or continuing to date a Cancer. And this is so Cancerian. The Cancer's mother is a very big deal here. So I don't know if the Cancer recently went through something of significance with their mother, or whether their mother is very doesn't know boundaries. Like, it feels like you're dating them and their mother. There's something about obviously with Cancer, they're connected to the mother anyway, but double down in that area for a lot of reasons. If you're with a Cancer and you're starting a family, maybe this is just a message of motherhood, or I don't necessarily see pregnancy yet, but there could be discussion of it. Who else do we have here? King of Pentacles. All right. So the only queen we're missing is the Queen of Pentacles, and yet we have the 3 other queens. This is so funny, the layout of this. So this King of Pentacles, I don't even know what this means. I'm just going to explain it to you as best I can. The King of Pentacles may come into your life via a business connection, or no, that's not what I mean. This would be an investor, or someone you're asking for a loan from, or someone who owes you money. Others of you may be sleeping with this King of Pentacles, which, fine. There's no judgment there. The only reason I'm like, what's going on, though, is because there's awkward encounters with all 3 of these queens. None of them are in like this cozy little connection, except maybe the Queen of Swords. So something about this King of Pentacles in your 8th house of joint finances is what we call the 8th house. It does also have to do with sex for the purpose of creation. And it is also the house of death and endings, right? Something about that with the Queen of Swords. So matters and contracts regarding the house, that looks very positive. Money coming to your house, investing money in I don't know, projects involving the home, very, Cancer season, that makes a lot of sense to me. I like that connection. So then what's going on with, there could potentially be drama with a fire sign in the coming weeks. I'm not exactly sure what this is. The King of Pentacles does not seem to be acknowledging the fire sign, but it's like she won't not be noticed. I don't know. This could be someone who's like an instigator, or someone who's trying to, I don't know if they're trying to start third-party stuff. I would say they're trying to start some drama. I would just be cognizant of that in the coming weeks. Probably not worth getting involved in this as much as you can. The Queen of Water is the one the most removed from this connection, but she actually seems to be very content and very happy and vibing high. So that's probably you. Scorpio, my water signs. This might be a team of colleagues, too, that you're getting involved in. Or some sort of activity group that you belong to. There might be drama. Like if you belong to like a sports team, or I don't know, book club or pottery class, or I don't know what this is, but there's a lot of like he said, she said, and it does kind of revolve around a male. I feel like this male has 2 options, or 2 people he's considering. Again, this could be something for like competing for a job. It could be something, platonic, but because it's showing up in the house of merging, it may have to do with sex. If it doesn't have to do with sex, it does have to do with who he's going to invest his money in, or his energy. Who is he going to offer the job? I feel like your position here is safe. Like, this is not bothering you. I'm going to throw a card on that. I'm getting lost in that storyline, and I don't know why. There's delay. Someone feels frozen out. Someone feels very isolated. Okay, so the Queen of Cups may have been the one to turn the shoulder and be like, not even acknowledging it. Because she's above it. I actually do really like this. What is surrounding her is honoring her truth and going after her wishes, but she's not playing anybody in the process. There's a really good energy tied to the Queen of Cups, so I do like that. But with that, you may have to make a very executive, possibly cold-cutting decision to just not even engage with the person who's causing a lot of drama in your life right now. It might be a male earth sign or a female fire sign. I don't know. I'm not here to have you make enemies. I just see you you literally can't address this anymore because it's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your breath. It's a waste of your energy. But you're not aggravated by it. Like, that's how you know that you're above the bullshit, because it does not disturb your mental peace when these people start going at it. And you seem to be very busy with projects, especially writing something up or some, I don't know if you're just journaling or you might just be removing yourself from all the drama, spending more time in your faith or spirituality. What is going on here? My duck's upside down. The Empress. Mama drama. That's the second time you've kind of gotten that. Baby mama drama? I don't know. Okay, I can't neglect the fact that it is showing up in the house of sex, and there's multiple females and one male. You know what's funny? Cancer actually had a bit of this too. That's why their reading was a little bit like, wow, there's a lot of people here, and I feel like some of them know about each other and some of them don't. I don't know what this is, Scorpio. Some of you may even be removed from this. Like, this might not be your immediate relationships. It could be this is happening in, your surroundings. I don't know why it's coming up other than the message of, don't engage. If you don't have to, because it seems like it's full of drama. I would say it's keep your eyes on the prize. With the Empress coming up, your money should be your focus right now. And boom, 10 of Cups. Awesome. I like that. All right, Scorpio, that's what I got for you this week. This was a little bit wacky, but I hope it helps someone out there. Ooh, it's so dark in here. I'm sorry. I hope you were able to see me as decently. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next week for more tarot. Bye, Scorpio.